had a worship evening. This week we're having a trivia evening. We're trying to alternate them every other week. It's great to have you join with us. Whilst you have just joined us, please like, share, and try and get your friends involved with us this evening as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love for as many people from around kind of both divisions and kind of wider than that as well to be involved. And we'd love you to share this. It's kind of completely kind of family friendly. So invite kind of your family to join in. If you've got any friends that you think would really benefit, just really hoping that this kind of can get shared far and wide.
We are joining you from Sheffield Citadel this evening, and we just want to say a massive thank you to Sheffield Citadel for hosting us, for Christian Lewis and for James Beecham who are assisting us this evening. We would definitely be rather stuck without their assistance. I think it's safe to say that.
Yeah, absolutely. They've both been absolutely incredible in the build-up to this, getting the videos together. And really want to thank those people who have also helped contribute to the quiz. So those people who have added rounds in and those people who are going to be interviewed, and you'll see far more of them later on.
Throughout the evening, it's not your kind of standard quiz. It's more about an evening for us to just get together, have some fun, interact with one another. There'll be a few interactive rounds. We'll also be viewing the Timbros that we had from 2 weeks ago. We've managed to put that together. So I'm looking forward to seeing that back and sharing that with everyone as well.
Yeah, and just a few questions for you guys. We want this to be as interactive as possible. So we want as many of your comments and emojis coming in. It's great to see the fact that the viewer numbers are slowly creeping up. But how are you guys? We want to know that. We want to know where you're watching from. We'd love to know kind of where this is kind of being broadcast to.
That'll be good. It'll also be good to know what are you looking forward to the most when lockdown eases? I think some of you may have just heard Boris Johnson who's saying it looks like we're going to go ahead with phase 2 from the 1st of June with some restrictions being lifted. What are you looking forward to doing when we get back to normality? And maybe you could also share with us, is there any hobbies you've taken up during lockdown? Is there anything you've done in the house that you've maybe been keeping for a spare day and you've had that time to do it? Let's send in your photos of things you've achieved during lockdown.
Yeah, Mark, is there anything that you've kind of either achieved, or what are you looking forward to most?
Not doing as much housework when things... I've decorated our bedroom. I have recently converted a pallet into a herb garden for Becky and Imogen.
Wow, I saw a picture of that. That looked incredible.
Yeah. And I'm in the process of rebuilding a slide for Imogen as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I keep doing over the next few weeks as well.
Amazing. I don't think any of my ambitions for lockdown are anywhere near that creative. I don't think I've kind of massively taken up kind of many hobbies. I'm doing a lot of painting and paint by numbers and stuff like that, which I'm genuinely loving doing. But I guess the thing that I'm looking forward to most is probably just seeing people and being able to kind of catch up with friends and see family.
Yeah.
But properly see family. I honestly, and it sounds kind of, I'm sure everybody's in the same boat, but I'm quite looking forward to just being able to give my mum and dad a hug. Yeah. And just stuff like that, like really simple stuff that you've taken for granted for so long, and yet now I'm really missing.
It's very weird when you go up to, when you meet someone and you want to go across and give them a hug or shake their hand, and you kind of step back. It'll be good for that to change. We've got a few people who join us with a few comments. The Ellis family from Heckman Dwight, good evening to you. Hello, Lynn and Relton Gibbs watching. We've got the Seftons watching from Scarborough. And we've got a few of them coming in as well.
Yeah, we've got Wayne, who is watching from his armchair. Thanks, Wayne. So we've got Wayne watching from his armchair. We've got Shirley and Peter Jackson are watching as well. So it's great for you, for everybody kind of to be joining together.
As we said, these evenings are a relaxed time together. And I think we should start off with maybe our first activity, get that rolling, which is going to run throughout this evening as well.
Yeah.
And it is a chocolate quiz. So on the screen, you're going to see lots of different chocolate bars in a different way that you'd maybe anticipate them being shown.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that one of my giftings in life is the fact that I'm a bit of a chocolate expert. I think that genuinely, and the only reason I could say that is just because I've eaten so much of it, and probably far more in lockdown than I was ever meant to do. But we'd love you guys to try and answer this quiz. We don't want you to post your comments on this one. What we're going to do is this is going to be running through the evening. It's going to be shared on the actual Facebook page. So kind of don't worry about the fact that if it's disappeared off your screen, you'll still be able to see it. what we'd love you to do is jot down what you think your answers are and then send them in as soon as you've got kind of all of them or as many as you can manage. And then the winner of the quiz tonight, of this quiz, will win their chocolate bar of choice, and maybe we'll throw in a couple of extras as well.
Absolutely. We all love chocolate. So we're going to do this as in number 1 starting here.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, and along that way. We'll probably display a mobile number later that you can send your answers to. But yeah, have a guess. It's tricky. It's harder than you anticipate. And it's really a test to see how well you know your chocolate as well. We've got a few more people that have joined us just now. The Hammonds are watching in the garden in Falmouth. We've got Les Clark. He's watching from his garden as well. We've just had it confirmed. This picture is now live on the Facebook group as well.
Fantastic.
So you'll be able to view it there as well rather than watching on the screen. There we are.
And so we've had what we've done is we've managed to get hold of the majority of these chocolate bars. So they are kind of around and about. But I think there's a few of them that I would definitely say are my favourites. I'm definitely a massive fan of this one. This is definitely a favourite.
It's really hard not to say what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to make sure that I don't let anything slip.
We've got the majority of the bars here. We promise, well, we try to promise that they'll all still be here by the end of the night.
I'm not promising anything at all. I'm just clarifying that one now. Mark made that promise, not me. Pete's just asking where you send the answers to. In a amount of time, there will be the mobile number that you need to send them to. And what I'm asking you to do is maybe just jot them down on a piece of paper and number them. And as Mark said, we're going from there, so number 1 on that side, number 8 here, and so on. And we're going to ask you to send them to that mobile number, and there'll be a cut-off point. So send them as quick as you can, but there'll be a cut-off point in the quiz, which we will let you know when that's starting to come up. And it just means that we'll get the answers in, and hopefully then well and truly marked before the end of the quiz.
How many do you think you could get?
Well, not only that, I definitely know the answers.
Without knowing the answers, do you think you could have got
reckon I could have got all but 2. And I think all but 2 are quite really tricky. But then saying that, I've also seen the answers. So, yeah. I'd hope that.
I'm craving chocolate right now.
I was going to say, and I'm well aware that Mark said they might all be here at the end of the quiz, but as I said, not promising anything.
Good evening to Kat Hurst, who's just joined us. Catherine Wynne, who's watching from her sewing machine.
Ah, amazing.
That's something different. I don't think anyone else is watching from her sewing machine this evening. Catherine Wynne has been making face masks.
I've got one.
Have you got one?
Brilliant. I've got one.
Becky's got one as well. So thank you for everything you're doing there, Catherine, and how you're serving the community at this moment in time.
Yeah. Mine came from my friend Andrea. So, hi, Andrea. And she got me my face mask and kind of got it from Catherine. And it's been great because I've been helping out at different food banks and different places around the division. And it's meant that kind of stay as safe as possible.
The number that you need to send your answers to is now on the screen. Don't worry, we don't need your full list of answers right now. You have throughout the evening to do this, and we'll make it clear when we want you to send this in. But the number has been on the screen.
What we'd love you to do as well is send your answers by WhatsApp. So anything that is seen tonight, anything where you're sending it to that number, please, please, please send it by WhatsApp so it all comes into the same location. It just makes it so much easier.
Dan Sefton has said, sir, it looks like the snack checklist from your car when you was on Transformers.
I don't possibly know what he's saying. He keeps on referring to these trips, but last time he said my driving was shocking, so...
I'm just looking forward to seeing Dan later on. He features in the Timbros video. We'll see a little bit from him later on as well. As we have said, this evening alternates with a worship evening as well, and we do want that to involve as many of you as possible. So if you would like to see something happen in the worship evening or the trivia nights, please do get in touch because we'd love to include that in future weeks as well.
Yeah. So this is going to stay on the Facebook page. So kind of keep your answers coming in. You've probably got at least another 20 minutes before kind of those answers need to be in. But we're going to move on to the next quiz and the next round. And this one is called Famous People.
Okay, so it's quite simple this round. You've got to guess who the celebrity is. Someone has cleverly edited it. I believe James has done this round.
Yeah, James has done this round.
He's edited it and replaced the celebrity face with either my face or Sarah's face. So we're looking forward to seeing these. You simply have to write your answer in the comments section And after a few guesses, we will then reveal the answer. So I wonder if we can have that first one on the screen.
So I think some of them are definitely easier, some of them are definitely harder than others. But we want to know which celebrity Mark is being. And I think it is amazingly edited. It just looks like it could be you, Mark.
Yes, it really does.
But
you might need your family members to help you with this.
Yeah.
So feel free to ask your parents if they're in the room with you as well. Just to make it clear, if it isn't already, I am the one that is stood over the other person on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said earlier, keep sharing this post, keep sharing the stream. What we'd love to do is kind of share it as far as possible. We want people to be involved, and kind of we've had a couple of people that have previously said, I missed it. Well, let's hopefully give them the chance to be involved and not miss it.
So we've had an answer in already from Joanne Huggins. I'm not going to say that out loud, but we'll wait for, we've got a few more answers in as well.
Yeah, let's get some more answers in. Absolutely.
Would you have got this one? I know you now know the answer, but would you have?
So this one I did know, and I said it with confidence and then queried myself. But yeah, no, I did. This is one that I did know. There are some kind of coming up that kind of maybe was a little bit more unsure of.
Good evening to Steve Mortimer, who's just joined us as well.
So any more answers for this one that's just coming up?
Okay, I think we can share the answer for this
Yeah,
one.
Absolutely. And we'll move on to the next one.
So the person that is stood over the other person is Muhammad Ali.
It is.
So we just had a guess there. Someone guessed Fury. No, it's Muhammad Ali. Well done, Joanne. You got that one correct. I'm sure a lot of people out there got that one right as well.
So Jane Cowell thought it was Mike Tyson, but no, not this time round. So hello to Jason Tasker, who's just tuned in as well. It's great to kind of have Jason with us. So we'll move on to the next picture.
I nearly said the answer out loud there. I was nearly playing along. I was invested in it.
You're playing along?
Yeah.
The whole, no, you don't answer this one. Okay, so who am I being there? So which celebrity am I being? This is somebody that I absolutely love. So one of the things that I did when lockdown started, I'm not a massive reader. It's kind of not something that I do very much, but I read this person's autobiography. And that was the first thing that I did in lockdown. And that's how I spent my weekends at the beginning.
There's quite a few answers already coming in for this one. All the same, so I think they might be correct, looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can reveal that. You are right. The answer is Elton John.
Yeah. He's genuinely, like, up there.
Did you? I know you did. You saw his film that came out last year.
Yeah, quite a few times. And it's one that I put on in the background every time I'm doing any form of housework at the moment. So, yeah, massive. One of my fears of lockdown is I'm meant to be seeing Elton John live in December, and I've been waiting for about 2 years to see him since we bought the tickets, or had the tickets bought for me as a present, and I just fear that possibly won't be going ahead.
When are you going to see him?
It's meant to be December.
December the
9th?
Because Lynn Gibbs is also going to his concert at the O2 in December as well. You might be joining her at the Elton John concert. I have to say...
Mine's in Leeds.
Okay. He is definitely...
I think that's first direct.
He's someone I would have loved to see. I think it's his final tour now, isn't it? He's announced, so I'll be sad not to have seen him. Your mum has commented.
Oh, hang on.
So if anyone is unsure, Diane Lawson is Sarah's mum. She just says, he sings a bit better than you do.
Thanks, Mum.
To be fair, it is his job. I think it's quite fair.
I think, unfortunately, most people sing better than I do. We'll move quickly on to the next one. So this person, who is Mark Bean in this one? This is one that I struggled with slightly more. I think I could have taken a guess about this one. But yeah, this is one that I just slightly kind of struggled with a little bit. So get your answers coming in for that one. Who is Mark Bean at the moment? What celebrity is Mark Bean? Would you have known this one, Mark?
I think I would have got this one, yeah. But I'm interested to see who out there is going to get this one as well as the answers.
So Jane Cowell's answered. So Stephen. Hello, Stephen.
Dan Sefton as well. Yvonne West, good evening to you.
Joanne Huggins is very quick with her answers. Well done, Joanne.
I want to know if Joanne's as quick with the chocolate round as well.
Absolutely. And
Pete
don't forget the
Mason.
chocolate round you can keep sending in. It's on the Facebook page. So send that in and the winner gets the chocolate or a chocolate bar of their choice or maybe a few.
Pete Mason is guest as well. Hannah Ellis is guest. We can reveal the answer to this one. Do you
Yeah,
want to reveal
absolutely.
This one?
So this is Winston Churchill, who is making the famous sign for V for victory, which I found out from my husband yesterday. Brilliant. So we thank
History
James
lesson.
for doing all these, for doing all this editing as well. So the next one. So there's both of us on this one. So who is Mark being and who am I being? I'm at the very kind of far end and Mark's in the middle here, being very close to Jennifer Anderson.
And we're looking for actor and actress's name, not character
Oh,
name.
yeah, actor and actresses' names. I think that may be slightly trickier. We've been watching a lot of Friends in lockdown. That's one of my go-to kind of feel-good kind of TV shows.
Paul Hardcastle is joining us this evening. We're going to hear a little bit from him later on as well. Thank you for joining us, Paul.
So Kate Morby's just saying that she went to see Elton John and Billy Joel, but unfortunately Billy Joel didn't turn up. Oh, but Elton John did an extra hour. What an absolute star. Big fan, big fan.
So Dan Sefton's guest again, Steve Mortimer, straight in there with the answer.
I reckon,
I'm just reading Pete's. I think he's devoted to this chocolate thing. I think he's on a mission to
get the
them
chocolate
all.
round done. There's a lot of answers coming in. The Mortimers are answering quick. Wayne Price is answering on this one. Brian is answering.
I think a majority of people will know the TV series
Yeah.
this is from. It's definitely probably one of my favourite
Yeah,
TV series growing up.
absolutely.
Your dad has joined us this evening as well.
Hey up, Big Al. So the answer to this one was I am being Lisa Kudrow and Mark was being David, do I say Schwimmer?
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
David Schwimmer. Yeah.
On to the next round.
So the next one we've got, I think we all know the film. It's from the Harry Potter series. But who is Sarah being here on the right?
Yeah, we again wanting the actress's name.
Not the character of the
rather
actress,
than the
yeah.
character, yeah. Oh, we've got the Mortimers apparently got the last one thanks to Adam. So I'm wondering if Adam is a big Friends fan. So welcome to Emma Harris, who's just joined us as well. Keep sharing the feed, keep inviting your friends and your family to join in. The quiz is open to anybody that would like.
Yeah, and whilst we're doing this, we're all gathering together. So if there's anything that you're wanting, prayer requests, do share that in the comment feed as well, because it's good for us to know that and so we can spend time praying for each other as well. It's also good to know what you're up to and where you're around nowadays. So make sure you keep commenting throughout the evening as well.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few answers coming in for this.
I was going to say, I think this one, Jane Cowell, we were definitely looking for the actress's name. She's not listening to me.
Sorry, I just read Steve Mortimer's comment, which says, yes, he has a smelly cat, realising it was on about a previous one. I was very confused.
Talking about his son there. So this one, well, can I go for the answer on this one? So this one was Emma Watson, who is playing Hermione Granger. So, and I think we've got more. I'm fairly confident.
Yeah, we've got a few more. Yeah, so we'll keep going. This is a good one.
So we think this one might be slightly trickier for some of you younger kind of players. But who are we being here? There's been a really good film about these guys kind of in the past couple of years, so that might help slightly.
Yeah, did it come out, I think, similar time to the Elton John?
Before the
Was it
Elton
just
John
before that one?
Elton John's been out, that film's been out just over a year this week.
So I think I would struggle with this one. I think when we were going through the quiz before we started, I think I got both names, but I gave them different surnames and stuff like that.
I think you got the first names mixed up between the two. And I'm really intrigued to know if you know what they did in the band Queen as well, and which one's which. So the Mortimers are in again. Let's see if anybody else knows them.
I have to say that this band's one of my favourite bands, the music they've done, and it keeps being covered by other bands as well.
Yeah.
And, I absolutely love it.
They're definitely a good band to sing along to in the car.
I'll try that on the way home tonight.
And again, before my mum's comments, they sing better than I do. That's Diane.
So, yeah, we've got quite a few answers there. Steve Mortimer knows his stuff when it comes to this one.
He obviously does.
Dan Sefton has answered. Joanne, we've got a few coming in there. Hannah Ellis has sent an answer in. So the answers for this one is Roger Taylor and John Deacon from the band Queen.
Yeah, and Roger Taylor was a drummer and is nearest to Mark, and John Deacon was a bass player.
So thank you for keep doing that. I think
We definitely one more.
We'll move on to the next one, which is another band. I'm sure many of you will recognise the band, but you might need your parents to help you with this
I
one.
was going to say, and some of them are really, really famous and really well known, and some are slightly less known. So who is Mark being, and who am I in this?
And like, if you have just joined us in the last couple of minutes and wondering what on earth is going on, you're simply guessing who the celebrity is. I'm aware some people might have joined in the last couple of minutes and been, oh, what is going on?
And going, what's going on right now?
So yeah, who is my face covering and who is Sarah's face covering? We're looking for their name.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is the last one on this round, I believe. And we will get going to
So we've got
something.
some answers coming in already,
Yeah.
which is great.
I think one of them will be far more well known than another, if that makes sense.
I think I would have struggled in this one. I think I would have got one. Yeah, I think you're right. I would have got one and then been taking a guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So thank you for
some
Hannah.
coming in. Yeah.
Lynn. So yeah, shall we reveal this one and we'll move on to the next one?
Absolutely. And we'll move on to the next one.
So Sarah's face is covering, I believe, Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And my face is covering George Harrison.
We believe that's the right way around, but we'll have a look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Phew.
So there we go. So we've got the Beatles again, an absolutely incredible band. We went to their kind of, I don't know what you would call it, their museum in Liverpool.
Oh, right, yeah.
A few last year, I think, and it was amazing to just kind of look at some of it.
So we are going to move on to one of the more. Oh no, we've got one more.
Have we?
For this one, yeah. I've just been
Yes,
informed.
of course. Yeah, this is the one I struggled with. So who is Mark being in this one? And this one was maybe slightly more difficult. Would you have got this one?
I would have got this one.
And I didn't get this one.
I recognise the photo, but I would have just been guessing.
Yeah, I think knowing what the photo's from, but not knowing the person's name. So we'll.
So for all those people that have been answering dead confidently, getting the answer straight away, I want to see if you're able to get this one as well.
Yeah. Or if genuinely, if you're just a little bit stuck by it, we'd like to know that as well.
Well, we've got a couple of answers straight in there.
I like the one that says that they like Mark's new hairstyle.
I think it was on the previous one, but I'm trying to think back what that one was.
It was the
It
Beatles.
was the Beatles, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, post-lockdown, I'll see if it will grow that long.
Yeah. We'll fab. It was the background of this that gives it more of a date. I think that's where I kind of knew things were going with it, that it was an older one.
I have to say, everyone knows me, I'm not a fan of running. I need to run with a ball or something like that. I can't just go out for a run.
No, I'm definitely not a fan of just going out for a jog.
So Dan Sefton said he wouldn't have had a clue on this one. But we have had quite a few guesses in, and we can reveal that the answer is Roger Bannister.
Absolutely.
Who did the
4-minute mile.
Yeah, the 4-minute mile.
He was the first one to do the 4-minute mile. So that's a photo of it. Fabulous.
So thank you for joining in on that round. And as we mentioned just before, we're going to move to a slightly more interactive round where you have to get involved at home, maybe involve some of your family members, and then submit some entries. So Sarah, do you want to describe this round?
Yeah, so we asked some of the team to help us in kind of quiz rounds, and I'm really thankful for Paul Hardcastle, who came up with this quiz round and thought it'd be a really great idea, and I think I agree with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what we'd love you to do is there are 4 pictures on the screen, and we'd love you to recreate one of those images, 2 of those images, as many as you can in 5 minutes. And we're just asking you to recreate the best it can possibly be. So this is an example of one of them that's been previously done. They didn't obviously have the fruit, but they've gone for toilet rolls
Improvisation
instead.
there.
So yeah, I'm happy for kind of improvisation to
Absolutely.
be kind of happening. Some of these photos are really, really famous. I've seen the Apple one before, and I've definitely seen the ET one before. Kind of not so much the ones in the middle. Have you?
Bit of Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Oh yeah.
This one.
I knew that's what.
I don't know. I don't know the third one, to be honest. So if anyone can tell us what that is, that'd be great as well. A bit of education for us.
I was going to say, I'm always kind of happy to be educated in lockdown.
But yeah, be as creative as you can be with the items in your household. Involve your family in it. We want you to send in your recreated images of these pictures which we have shared for you.
Yeah. So what we would love you to do is take a picture of these, and they're going to go again via WhatsApp to the mobile number that will come up on the screen. And we'd love for you to, be as creative as possible, get as many people in your family as involved as possible, especially those who are, sat comfortably in an armchair like Wayne Price. Get up, get involved, get on your feet.
I think Wayne can definitely do this one. I think that'll be a good one to see.
I want to see Wayne and Rachel doing this one.
Well, I think that's a good point to make.
I'd love that.
Actually, we'd love to get an image sent in from you. But if you manage to do that quickly, send in more. If you can do all 4, that would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to give you a timer of 5 minutes. And as we do, this number will appear on the screen, which is a WhatsApp number. I think these images are absolutely amazing. I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen E.T. I knew that was E.T., but I don't think I've ever seen the film, or don't remember ever seeing the film.
I think you need to spend some time watching it during this moment in time when you've got a bit more time.
I was going to say, when I've got my evenings to myself.
Yeah.
How have your last few days, weeks been of lockdown with work? Have they been?
Well, I was going to say, more of the days of lockdown in a minute. Imogen is enjoying the new Disney app. So we've spent a lot of time watching Moana and Tangled.
Oh, excellent.
And she's just found a newfound love for Mickey and Minnie Mouse. So that's great to see, because I'm just thinking down the line, it would be great to go to Disneyland as well. But I have been able to spend some time watching a bit more TV in the evenings than I would have normally. But yeah, it's also good to hear what other people have been doing as well. So do let us know as well on a comment stream. We're now going to move on to this round. So the countdown is going to begin. I would like you to send your images in, and then we'll display them a little bit later on as well.
Great.
Thank you.
I am a friend of God. I am a friend of God. That's it. We'll sing. Who am I that you are mindful of? Who am I that you are mindful of? That you hear me when I call. Is it true that you are thinking of me? How you love me? It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm a friend. Sing it again. God Almighty. God
for him. Come on, sing. What a mighty God we serve. I'm so glad. I'm so glad Jesus lifted me. I'm so and just a man, glad, just a man. Come on, let me hear you. Jesus lifted me. I'm so glad. Jesus lifted me. Singing glory, hallelujah. Jesus lifted me. Hallelujah. Jesus lifted me. And there is power. There is power. Please stand up. Please stand up. Power. Wonder-working power in the precious blood. And there is power.
Hi, I'm Paul, I'm 26 years old and I go to Morley Salvation Army. I live in Batley with my cousin. I love football, I love playing video games, I love music, and for a job I work in commercial kitchen design, designing kitchens for pubs and restaurants. So yeah, as I said, I work in commercial kitchen design for restaurants and pubs, so coronavirus has affected our industry a lot. I've been on furlough since April. I'm not going too crazy yet. Fortunately, the weather's been really good, so that's helped. But in terms of my work, I've not been able to really do any work for a few months now. And it's looking like it's going to be quite a bit longer, so that's a stress for me because I'm just stuck at home, not earning a full salary. Yeah, I think the thing I'm looking forward to most is that I'll be back in the Iska family after having a year out. And that's a great thing to be a part of, to talk to people and socialise and just learn and grow together through the week. And the thing that I miss about being a student, I think when I'm there we'll probably be having to get up earlier as a staff member, so I will miss the slight lie-in we get. But the thing that I miss most is just not being able to spend time with people. I think it's a real gift to be able to spend that week together. To learn and grow and make friends and socialise and have a laugh, because some of the friends that I've made there over the years of me being a student are some of the best friends I've ever had. So one of the pieces of music that's really special to me is I'm in His Hands. We watched a video last week that Sam had put together featuring the song, and I think the lyrics are just really simple and really clear but really powerful. The days I cannot see have all been planned for me. His way is best, you see, I'm in His hands. And I think in times like this when we're stuck, we don't really know what's going to happen next, and we're not really in control of everything. It's really important to remember that God is in control of everything, and that's a lot better than if we were anyway.
I'm in His hands.
I'm in His hands. I'm in His hands. Whatever the future holds, I'm in His hands. The days I cannot see have all been planned for me. His way is best.
So a massive thank you to Paul Hardcastle for kind of being interviewed there and just showing and sharing kind of what he's up to at the moment, and for picking that piece of music, which Dan's right, an absolute throwback to, I think we said 2005?
Yeah, 2005.
So thank you so much to Paul, and just for all the support that he gives to us,
Yep.
and all the support that he gives to the youth across both divisions, and everything kind of that he does. And we're just really thankful to him. And thank you for the fact that he came up with the Recreate rounds. So all the photos that you're doing at the moment, that's thanks to Paul and all the hard work that he did. So thank you so much.
We have had lots of photos sent in first round, and it's been great seeing some of them briefly. We're going to share some of them now.
It's safe to say we don't have any warning. We've not seen any of them.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of these, so we're seeing them for the first time. So we're going to see some now, then we're going to watch a video, and we're going to see some more after
Yeah,
that round
absolutely.
as well. So,
Let's send up some loves and some likes for the guys that are, yeah.
So it's Martin
So
Locke
this is yeah.
recreating one of the images.
Wayne Price has got out of his armchair, people, and that beautiful recreation.
It doesn't look like a recreation, it almost looks natural.
I think that's how he normally sits around
Once
on
he
a
gets out
Sunday
the shower.
evening. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we've gone for the ET recreation there. That's a great video, great effort.
I was going to say, that's impressive. I'm liking the use of the washing basket. Very, very good. Oh, excellent.
Good use. So is that a flask?
I think it's a water bottle, yeah. It's no longer the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but the Leaning Water Bottle that seems to be crushing Martin.
Brilliant. Oh, clever.
I get it. That one took me a second.
Instead of an apple, we've used an Apple product, which is great.
And with the whole Salvation Army jacket on.
Full uniform
Wow, I'm
on
impressed.
a Sunday with the Salvationists in the background as well.
Jane with a hat on with her apple. Thank you to Jane. That was fantastic.
Another creation of the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant. Thank you for sending that one in.
That's the Ellis family. Thank you so much for that, guys. Again,
Brilliant.
with the Ellis family. A good version of ET there.
Good use of towels and
I was going to
washing
say,
basket.
there's a lot of towels coming out. There's going to be some parents wondering kind of where all their towels have gone. Oh, what is that?
What are you using there,
I was
Paul?
going to say,
Please
Paul,
comment.
please tell us what is it?
Is it a wig?
I'm not sure. It might be a very different sort of towel. I don't know. I'm loving the fact that he's got his Iska t-shirt on though.
Yep, nice
He's
use.
representing Iska here. Absolutely fantastic. Paul, please tell us what that was.
Another great one sent in as well.
Excellent.
They've managed to match this one really well.
I was going to say, the colour towel, I'm genuinely really impressed with. Oh,
another
nice. With the fact that the apple is hanging. So there's
It's
no
like that,
hands.
I can't even tell who it is because of the apple. Brilliant.
Oh, apparently the thing on Paul's head is Evie's jumper. So that's Evie's jumper that is on Paul's head.
Brilliant.
Well done. And now we've got Emma Harris and we've got Claire Glover. Beautiful, guys.
That's a great effort, that one.
Claire
Well done.
making an excellent ET there.
We've got loads of these sent in tonight.
I think that's instead of the apple.
Yep.
We've got a post-it note. We did say get creative, guys. Well done. Very, very impressed.
Steve Mortimer has said he loves Huggy's lockdown haircut.
Ah, excellent. Well done to the Mortimers as well. We said get the family
using the
involved.
pets.
We've got dogs involved. Excellent. And that one's
Nice and
Adam.
creative, I love that.
I did say that I wanted Wayne and Rachel involved, and you've done it, guys. Thank you so much.
I'm impressed at your effort. What you should be concerned about is we now have that photo.
Yes, absolutely.
And like the Timbros, I'm sure that will make a reoccurrence some point in the year. That's all we've got for now. But we're going to just show something we talked about at the last trivia night. So one of the rounds in the last trivia evening, we challenged you to recreate a Timbros piece.
Absolutely.
We've struggled with showing Timbros because of copyright for music and stuff like that. So we decided we'll make our own. And we set you a challenge to send in your 20-second clips of you doing Timbros at home using whatever you could find. So coming up now is a video that has put all these clips together from the last trivia night's Timbros challenge. Here you go.
To all of you that got involved with that Star Lake Timbro March, and again, hilarious to just see Gav at the very end of that, and the laughter that is coming. We got a message from his wife later on saying, if I'd have known he was going to do that, I'd have made sure I was around to see it. So it's not even Joy that was recording it, it was just the girls. So well done to everybody that got involved. Absolutely fantastic. And we've got a couple more images for you. Is that Dan?
I think it's Dan Sefton.
Is it?
That's
Yeah,
a
wow,
great effort.
okay.
Really gone for the facial expression
Very
there.
angry in that photo.
I love it. Another take on it.
Oh, nice. Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Great.
I love it. Absolutely amazing. Is it all Dan? Oh,
Brilliant. So that's my wife and my daughter Imogen.
oh
Great
bless.
effort.
Imogen's looking very happy with that one. And again, is this? It's Dan.
We're having confirmation shouted to us.
And Katie, but we haven't got Katie's kind of head there. And more of Dan. And again with the Salvation Army jacket
Brilliant.
going
Being
on. Well done,
creative.
guys.
I love it. Oh, that's great. Well, thank you for sending them. It's great to have as many as we have had sent in. And what we'd like you to do now is to send in your answers to a chocolate round. We've had some of them already sent in.
Yeah.
If you've joined us in the last 20 minutes, at the start of the night, we challenged you to try and name as many of the different chocolate bars which had been cut in half.
Yeah.
So that has been posted on the Facebook page for you to see there. We'd like you to submit your answers now.
Yeah, we're going to give you kind of 3 or 4 minutes to have those submitted while we just do the next quiz, and then it's going to go on to answer time. So this round is very much randomly put together. Again, we asked for your suggestion for quiz rounds. We asked for input from the staff teams that we've got, from Youth Band, Youth Chorus, from ISCA. And this one came in from James Beecham, and it is entitled Animal or Human.
So quite simply, you're going to hear a clip. You're going to hear it 3 times, and you need to determine whether it is an animal or a human. Now, me and Sarah had a brief go of this before we started, and I don't think I'd be able to tell you what the answers are now, listening to it again.
Absolutely.
It is tough, but it is brilliant at the same time. So you're going to hear each clip 3 times, and then in the comment section, we just need you to simply write whether you think it's a human or an animal. So this is number 1.
Yeah, so... Okay, so with that one, what we want you to do is make sure you comment with the number 1 in the comment section, so then we know if kind of what you guys are thinking, animal or human. So kind of start your comments with that one. Do you think, was that an animal or was it a human?
I have no idea. It sounded like interference in the room. It's really important you remember to put number 1 and then your answer, because we're aware there's a bit of a time lag between us and Facebook. So you need to put number 1 and then human or animal, and it just helps us when we're reading through who has put what.
Yeah.
A lot of people are guessing that it's a human. So I guess we'll find out in a minute. What would you have gone for? It's so hard, isn't it?
I think I'd have gone for human. I think, so I've heard a couple of these and I change my mind every time.
Well, no one has guessed animal so far.
Okay.
Everyone quite overwhelmingly has said human. So I think we can have the answer for
We'll
this
have the
one.
answer to that one.
You'd be right. It's a human. Brilliant.
Absolutely amazing. So we'll really quickly move on to the second one. Remember to put the number 2 kind of in the comment section when you're answering. So number 2.
So just reading back, your dad has commented in reference to number 1. It sounds like your mum on a Saturday night. Imogen thought the first one was a monkey. We've lost Sarah. So yeah, for this one,
Why would you say that, Dad? You're in lockdown with her.
right now, answer number 2, whether you think it's an animal or a human. We've got the first one in, thinking it's a human. And then we've got James answered, thinking it's an animal. So we've got some difference in this one already. A bit of a split decision. We've got a few more coming in with human.
I can't go over how daft my dad is. Fool.
Good evening to Bernice, who's just joined us.
So Pete Mason's thinking it's an animal. Nicola Hammond thinking it's a human. So this one's definitely split kind of what people think answers. I can't believe my dad's so daft.
This one was one of my favourite ones, the noise in this one. Shall we go to the answer in
Yeah,
this
let's
one?
go for the answer for number 2.
So if you said an animal, you were correct. So Davina, you're correct. Jane Cowell, you're correct. Pete Mason, all of you that said animal, you've got that one correct. Well done.
Okay, so we'll move on to number 3. Animal or human?
Wow.
Okay, so was that animal or was that human?
I knew the answer and I nearly said the wrong one in my mind there. It's so tricky to kind of determine whether it's an animal or a human trying to recreate an animal
Yeah,
sound.
absolutely.
We've got a few coming in there saying it's an animal. Dan Stevens being very specific, saying it's a cat.
Wayne thinks it's an animal. Joanne Huggins thinks it's an animal. This one maybe less kind of controversial. Lynn thinking it's an animal as well.
Yeah.
Hannah is saying animal and is very clearly saying cat.
There we go. Pete is the first person to say human.
Yeah.
We'll find out in a second.
Nicola saying animal. Give it a couple more seconds. Davina, animal. Yvonne again thinking it's cat. Claire Glover saying animal. Okay.
Right, let's hear the answer
Let's
for
see
number
the
3.
answer.
So if you said cat or an animal, you are correct.
Yeah.
This is Paul Hardcastle's cat, I believe.
It's so Martin Locke's cat.
Oh, Martin's cat, sorry. Martin.
Yeah, no, Martin Locke's cat. So this was, I think that's where the inspiration for this round came from, when James was sent that by Paul. So on to number 4. I was going to say, it sounds like a bit of a remix.
I was going to say, it sounds like it's got a beat going to it or something.
Okay.
Oh. Could have rapped.
I never know when to speak.
I think we're
Okay,
done. Yeah.
number 4. Do you think that is animal or human?
Yeah, just right. Number 4, animal or human, as you've been doing. We've
So,
got Jane Cowell straight in there of human on this one.
Were you sure about this one? Did you know this one? Kind of.
Like I say, we've gone through answers, and even now I'm confused again. It feels like it's part of a music track. Someone's got a
Bit of a
sound
beatbox.
box and they're pressing it. And
Oh, Dan Stevens says that number 4 is Bryony Stevens.
so he's
You're less,
guessing human.
I was
So
going to say you're less brave because you're not in lockdown together.
again, majority of people here are guessing human as the answer.
Yeah, Davina Mortimer saying animal though. Yvonne saying human. Joanne saying human. We've got kind of Pete saying animal. Cat Hurst saying human. So lots of, again, varied answers on this
Absolutely.
one.
So if we can reveal the answer for number 4. I don't think I could recreate that. I'm not going to try.
No, and a few weeks ago we said, like, how do people find out they've got these talents? So how many times was she attempting to bark like a dog before she realised she could bark like a dog?
From people like us setting ridiculous challenges for people to
Absolutely.
do.
Maybe this is how we find people's
So,
giftings.
next trivia night, we might get you to recreate some sounds.
Yeah. Okay, so number 5.
Wow. So animal or human?
Well, Bryony for the last one has said that she's got excellent beatboxing skills. So maybe that's what kind of Dan was referring to.
I think we need a video to see if that's true.
I absolutely agree, and we'll happily have that video through. So number 5, did you think it was human or did you think it was animal?
First guess we've got coming in, if someone thinks it's an animal, Jane Cow thinks it's an animal, Wendy thought it was an animal, Joanne Huggins thinks it's an animal. So far, all very similar answers there. Do remember to be sending in your chocolate answers.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of getting your chocolate quizzes in. The winner of the chocolate round gets the chocolate bar of their choice and maybe a couple more as well. So,
Right, so everyone
loads
is
more coming in.
pretty much guessed here animal.
Are they all animals so far?
Yeah, I don't think we've had anyone
Bernice
guess
Welton
human.
saying animal. Again, Kat saying animal.
So let's have the answer for number 5. So I believe she's recreating the sound of a cricket.
A cricket. And yeah, number 5 was actually human. So nobody got that one right, I don't
That's
think.
a good one, isn't it?
So on to number 6.
So we've got the last 2 now. This is number 6. It's really nerve-wracking sitting here not knowing what sound's going to come
I was
next.
going to say, definitely no idea what's happening next. So do you think that was a animal or a human?
I don't have a clue if I'm honest on that one.
Well, Joanne Huggins' question is what?
You human, we've got a human there. Number 6 human, thank you, Wendy.
And say, can we play that sound again by any chance?
Number
Number
6,
6.
please, yeah. This is brilliant. So,
In the last one, we had somebody that said human, but everybody said animal, and their mum refrained from posting. So they were right. They got it right.
so we've got a few mixed ones on this one. A lot of people guessing, thank you.
Yeah.
Lynn Gibbs has said human, Davina Mortimer said animal. We can reveal the answer to this one. I can't remember. I think
Human.
so recreating an elephant.
Okay, and this is the last one. So number 7 is the last one that we've got. Is this a human? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't dare speak this time. Human or animal?
So number 7 is human or animal. Please send in your answers to that one. I don't know what I think. I find myself second guessing. I think it's one thing. And I think, no, it won't be that, so I'll go for the other one.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's really tricky to guess.
Absolutely. So what do you guys think number 7 is? Nicola is saying that she thinks it's animal. Wayne saying animal. Jane saying animal.
A lot of people
Oh, Dan
guess
saying
animal.
human. So it's slightly different.
Just reading Paul Huggins' comment there saying the chocolate bar round could be our menu for the next band practice. That's in reference to last summer school when they're on the bass section. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
they're having tea and biscuits at one
I think
point.
they had a table between them. Whenever I came to help the bass section out, there was always an array of goods there. It was like an afternoon tea going to rehearsal.
Absolutely fantastic. We've got Wendy saying human, Claire saying animal, Joe saying animal,
lot
Hannah
of
saying
people animal.
animal, Davina animal, Lynn animal, Paul says animal.
So let's have a look at the answer for the last one. Can we hear the sound again? Is that possible? We're going to just have that
It
on
is
the
an
phone.
excellent sound. I think I might have it like my text message alert tone. What is the answer to number 7?
The answer for this one is... Unbelievable. It is animal.
It is animal.
So a lot of people guessed animal on that one. There's a few human guesses on there, but a lot of people guessed animal. Well done. That's ended round. Thank you for the ideas for that round. It was great to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like because James did that quiz, like we're going to have that last sound set as like an alarm clock or something daft. It's going to be, I'm going to hear it at some point and it'll make me jump just as much.
It's going to be my text message when you call me, I think.
Yeah,
But,
so it's talking about James. Mark is going to interview James now and he's going to have a chat with him. I'm going to disappear because I know most of his answers and never trust him to say the right thing, so I'm going to disappear at this point.
So James has helped us since we started doing these worship evenings and trivia nights. He's been behind the scenes helping us with all the tech, making sure we go live, helping us respond to comments, helping get the images that you send in and videos onto the screen. So he's been a massive part in helping us. But rather than Sarah interview James, if you don't know, Sarah is James's wife. I also James's husband. Sarah is James's wife. I'm going to ask James a few questions. So James, just before we start, could you share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So obviously I am married to Sarah, the DYS for Yorkshire North. I go to Morley Salvation Army with Paul, who we saw earlier on. And normally as a day job, I work in the glamorous world of selling catheters. So I visit hospitals, well I don't at the minute, or care homes, or I go see nurses and we sell sort of urology products. So it's really sort of high glamour sort of stuff. I've been on furlough since years, it feels, I don't know, but since we all kicked off, so certainly 2 months, and I'll be furloughed again for however long.
Definitely, yeah. So you've mentioned that you're on furlough at the minute. That leads me on to my question in terms of how has the coronavirus impacted you?
I think when you look at the news, a lot of people have been hit really, really badly by it, and I'm very lucky in that sense. It's affected me in the sense that I am furloughed, so I can't do a lot of the things I would have loved to have done previously. But on the flip side of that, it's enabled me to spend a lot more time working, doing army bits or catching up on some of those to-do lists. We've sold our house last week, so we're freed up a bit of time. So it's come at almost as good a time as it could ever have come, I suppose.
Has it been quite stressful trying to get the house sale through during this time? It must be a bit challenging.
I'm not a big stressor, Sarah will tell you. I'm try not to get too worked up. It's had its moments. We've not had the easiest buyers, but it's gone through and they can't pull out now. So now it's absolutely fine.
You mentioned that being on furlough has actually freed up some time for you to spend at the church. And you mentioned earlier you go to Morley Salvation Army. What has that got you doing and what have you been involved in?
Sure. So I've looked after the little bit of technical stuff we've done at Morley for quite a while. And live streaming is one of those things you sort of discuss, but think, it's a bit of a pain, it's difficult, is it worth it? And then suddenly you hit lockdown, it's like, right, we better do it now. So my job's really been trying to take what our officers have wanted to do and get it online, really. So it's been a really interesting experience. We still do weekly live streams as well as a lot of live stuff that goes out in the week for all the various toddler elements. But yeah, my job is pretty much get it from inside the hall to online.
What's been the most enjoyable part of doing that?
It's fascinating to see who's interacting with what you're doing. I think we all know from various churches we attend, army, non-army, whatever it might be, you see the same faces week in, week out, which is great, but you struggle to interact with a new audience. Overnight, we put these streams on and we're seeing people join in that we've never seen before. I'm involved with bands outside the army and suddenly seeing those people starting to watch streams, starting to interact with streams. So I think the most enjoyable thing has just been seeing church in a different way and hitting a new audience without really doing anything drastically different.
And it's been very different, I imagine, from being sat at a sound desk when you've got a full congregation in a hall to, for example, just now we're in a big building, there's only four of us here. It's very, very different, and it's trying to get used to that. Last year, you were on the ISCA team for the first year. You've obviously been growing up, being involved in ISCA as a student there. What did you enjoy last year at ISCA? What was maybe a highlight for you?
One of the things I'm doing at the minute is part of the live streaming. We've touched on it with the timbrels and the dance, how difficult copyright can be. And getting things on Facebook. What we are allowed to use is past videos that we've created. So one of the things I've done with my time at the minute is go back through every ISCA DVD we can find, every bit of footage me and Christian have ever done, and just sat and watched through hours and hours of it. And I was reminded when I was looking through last year's of I've called it, so I've got a folder saved on my computer just called Piano Night. I've no idea what the night was called. It was a night Matthew Trotter and Stephen Byrne led.
Yeah, so every night me and Sarah had asked different members of staff to lead the last half hour of time together as just coming back together as a school to spend that time in worship and reflection. And I believe Stephen Byrne was leading that, and he organised with him and Matthew to do a segment.
Yeah, so that was just really beautiful. So it was very... We're lucky that we have huge production values at ISCA, particularly relative to, you know, what you'd expect at a summer school. But that was quite nice just to strip it back, and it was just piano and Stephen singing. And it was really chilled out, but it almost was the most engaging moment. I think that's going back through 15, 16 years of ISCAs is always the same. It is generally those moments you remember more than some of the bigger, more macro sort of things.
Well, thank you for sharing with us. I want to say a massive thank you for me and Sarah for everything you're doing to make this happen for our divisions. Both, it's been a great help and assistance to us. Before you go, I wonder if you can share with us what has been maybe, whether it's your favourite song or a song that's particularly helped you right now. And just to everyone else watching just now, I wonder if you can comment on the stream and share maybe a word of encouragement for James in his ministry at this moment in time as well.
So the song I've actually gone with is a very old-fashioned song. It's one of the oldest songs in the army. But for me, it encapsulates sort of where we've been, where we are, and where we should be going. So I hope, and I hope it's not controversial, I hope the army's going to change drastically when we come out of this. In fact, it will change drastically. I hope it changes in the right sort of ways. But I think in changing to modernise, we also look back at where we started from and take some of those values when the army was started from, caring for the people that need it the most. And actually that's what we've been forced back to doing. So with all the food banks that all the different churches are doing. So I've gone with music written by William Booth. It was called The Founder's Song. So it's a really old song. It's called Boundless Salvation. It has been used at ISCAs, I'm sure it has. But either way, it's a great song. And it was a recording we used it at a wedding. It wasn't our wedding.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wasn't.
Sarah's wedding. That'd have been a different event. So it was from that, and it sort of encapsulates, like I said, where the army's been, where it is, and where it can, a vision for where it should go to and also back to. So it's from the wedding, but it's Boundless Salvation.
Thank you for sharing with us tonight, James. People have been commenting, a lot of people responding to what was one of your highlights from last year. Dan Sefton said it was an amazing night. Pete Mason said it was beautiful. Sophie Nash said it was one of his favourite nights from ISCAs in general.
Pete Mason might have been calling me beautiful.
He might be. I might have misinterpreted that. But yeah, thank you for sharing with us about our song. We're going to listen to that now. This is O Boundless Salvation. Thank you, James, for sharing with us this evening. It's great just to hear from other people than ourselves. And over the last few weeks, we've tried to bring different people from the ISKA team to you. We've had some great messages coming in. Davina Mortimer has said, we are thankful to James for being a great role model in our family for the boys. Proper big-hearted Beecham. Andrea Dring says, James, you're a superstar with a very big heart. Jane Cow, James, you've made yourself available to God in these days, and he has blessed so many through your ministry. Steve Mortimer says, James, you are so knowledgeable, reliable, and always willing to help in any way that you can. Thank you for all that you do. Lauren has said, thank you for your skills and passions to bless us in so many ways at Morley. We couldn't do what we do without you being so willing to serve. We've got a message in from Wayne Price, and amazing skills and tech. You're a gift to Morley and the Salvation Army. So thank you for sending in those words of encouragement to James. You can obviously hear him. He's behind the camera now, but he will have heard me read those ones out. So thank you for sending those in.
Yeah, and what a really bizarre moment to kind of watch my wedding back on the TV. a really, really bizarre moment. I did say one of our other songs that we played at our wedding was used on our live stream at Morley a few weeks back, and I did say if I was able to fit into my wedding dress the first Sunday back at church, I'd wear it again, but I don't think the lockdown diet is going to kind of help with that one. And I'm amazed by how much James is doing and how much he's been able to help serve, and the fact that he's been around the division helping as many people as possible. So I am very, very proud. And that's the nicest thing I'll ever say. Yeah. And I'll deny it if you work.
It's been great saying, not just across either of our divisions, but across the country and the world, seeing how people are using their different gifts for God right now, and how to bring the church to people who are unable, as we're unable to gather as a fellowship. We're able to gather as a fellowship online like we're doing now, but seeing how these different churches are worshipping each morning. I think it was last Sunday when at Michael we were trying to have a Zoom call. Zoom wasn't working because the church across the country were trying to access it so much, which is quite phenomenal when you think about it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And we keep saying, and we've used the line so many times, that church hasn't gone, church is just different. I'm really thankful to people like James and Christian and Mark and people who edit our videos that actually make church different because they're so incredible with their tech skills and just how much they are willing to pour out their skills into church at the moment. And thank you so much to them. We've had the chocolate quiz answers in. We haven't been able to go through all of them, but we've been able to go through loads already. And what we've said is, how many have we said that we're going to do?
We've said, well, there's 18 on the screen, I believe. Is that right? No, there's 24 on the screen. There's 24 on the screen. If you get 22 or more, we'll be sending you a bar of chocolate. Now, we have found out, we think one of the ones we've gone through, which I think, are we going to say who it is?
Yeah,
Stan and Katie Sefton, we're pretty sure they've got 23 out of 24, which is a very good go. But we're going to display the answers now, and you will know what you got as well. So maybe you can comment on the section and let us know what you think you got as well. So number 1 was a twirl. Number 2 was
Is it worth
whisper.
bringing in the table just to prove that we've beat
Yes,
topic?
okay, we'll do this. We're going to go off camera for a second, so maybe the answers can go on the screen. I don't know if you'll be able to get this on camera.
Move around, staying 2 metres apart, staying safe. So these are all the answers. The only one that's slightly different is we have searched quite a few shops.
Yes.
And we're not able to get a Malteser teasers bar. So we've just had to put Maltesers there.
It's challenging trying to buy these bars of chocolate whilst doing essential shopping at the same time.
Yes.
That's been a challenge.
I'm not sure as buying all of these were quite essential shopping. If you were to pick a favourite, Mark, what would it be?
Right now, I'm quite hungry, probably all of them. I think I would go for, I'd go for a Boost.
A Boost? I've not had a Boost in years. I reckon I would go Whisper Gold, but with a really nice cup of tea.
So whilst you're looking at your scores or your answers, try and comment on the section and let us know what you got. And we will verify that and hopefully be in touch to send you some chocolate.
Yeah, don't send your addresses into the WhatsApp number, but actually message them to me and Mark, and we'll make sure that some chocolate gets its way to you in the post. And then we can safely say that the sweets from a couple of quiz nights ago were delivered safely. And while Wayne Price was doing his critical work around the division.
That was Davina Mortimer.
Yeah, the Mortimers
I
won
want to
them.
know, Davina, have you shared that with the family? Because I know it was very much you won that. That was your guess. Have you kept that to yourself, or did you share it with the family as well?
I was going to say, did the Mortimer share?
So Wayne Price has said he's got 22 out of 24. Brilliant. And Hannah Ellis, 22 out of 24. A lot of good attempts here. Well, we've got plenty of chocolate. So that's
Yeah,
good as well.
absolutely. And I guess the only thing that's left to say is that we will be back next week at 6 o'clock. We're hoping for 6 o'clock. It is just dependent on whether there is an announcement. So keep an eye on the Facebook page, and we will possibly move it to 5, but if not, it will be at 6 o'clock, just depending on what Boris has got to say.
We'll make sure we advertise that as soon as we find out ourselves. One thing we would also like to promote is something we've mentioned the last week, and we've been working on. We've mentioned several times that we're unable to use Isca Dance and Isca Timbros clips. And last week during the worship evening, we said we were going to create a YouTube channel that could hold these and we could share with you. Now, we've uploaded some content onto there, and through the coming weeks and months, every time we use some footage, we will share that on that YouTube channel as well. So if you search Yorkshire Tees and Humber Youth on YouTube, you should find the channel on there. There's some content already there, which we would love for you to go and have a look and reminisce as well.
Yeah, so next week, we'd love you to join us for our worship evening. We'd love you to invite friends and family to be part of that as well. And we really look forward to being able to share more with you next week.
So next week is our worship evening, and we really hope you can join us. So please tell your friends and your family to join us. And as we've mentioned throughout the evening, if there's anything you'd like to see, if it's something you've done at your core that you'd like to share with us, please get in touch with Sarah and I, and we'd love to share that with everyone else.
Yeah, and if you've got any prayer requests, it's been fantastic to be contacted by so many of you in the last few weeks with prayer requests. We don't take it for granted. It is an absolute privilege. If you have prayer requests during the week, we would love to hear from you, and we'd love to be praying for you.
I think that's us for this evening.
Got some
Thank you.
chocolate to go at.
Yeah, we'll finish with the chocolate right in front of us. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you to Sheffield Citadel. Thank you to Christian and James. And thank you for watching this evening. We hope we've managed to bring something a little different to your evening tonight.
Yeah, and thanks to all that got involved as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.